You know, I didn't think the media coverage of Donald Trump could get even more hysterical than it's been. You remember the media for 3 years ran that fake story about Donald Trump having colluded with Russia to steal his election win and become president. Well, now it's gone even more insane. Last week, as I told you, the FBI staged an extraordinary raid on the former president's home in Florida, looking for allegedly stolen documents. And these are documents that Donald Trump took from his office after he lost the election to Joe Biden, and which the National Archives officials say, well, these documents should have been left with us. They're classified, they should be archived, not in some private hands. But look now at the headlines. FBI searched Trump's Mar-a-Lago home for classified nuclear weapons documents. FBI search of Trump's Mar-a-Lago related to nuclear documents, sources say. And from Vanity Fair, Trump's week just went from bad to, sir, I got to ask, did you take any nuclear codes? And social media went wild. Was Trump selling America's nuclear secrets to Russia? Jail him. Well, to sort out facts from yet more anti-Trump madness, I'm joined by John Hinderaker, who's a lawyer, a writer on the Powerline blog, and president of the Centre for the American Experiment. John Hinderaker, thank you so much indeed for your time. The warrant authorising this FBI raid on Donald Trump has been unsealed. Now it says that Trump is being investigated for a potential violation of the Espionage Act, like spying. There's also leaks suggesting it's to do with nuclear secrets. What's going on here?
Well, I think this is the ongoing vendetta of the Democratic Party against Donald Trump. You know, for many years, when presidents leave the White House, they have always taken a bunch of documents, a bunch of files with them. In the old days, they would donate some of these files to their own presidential library to give it some stature, and they would also refer to them and write in their memoirs. And this is very common. And so in 1978, Congress passed the Presidential Records Act, which says that when presidents leave office, all of their files, all of their records of their official duties become the property of the National Archives, and they're not supposed to take them along when they leave. Now, they can take personal stuff, and they can also take copies of files, copies of documents. And when presidents leave office, there's typically some negotiation between them and the National Archives about giving documents back to the archives. And so Trump took some documents, some files with him to Mar-a-Lago after he went out of office. And early this year, they sent about 15 boxes of files to the National Archives, but he still has about 15 boxes of documents in the basement at Mar-a-Lago. And for whatever reason, they went back and forth with the archives. Some people in May from the archives or the DOJ came out, looked through the boxes. They know what's in them. And Trump came down and said hello to them as they were, in his basement. And now, out of the blue, apparently, 30 FBI agents descended on Trump's house, and they spent 9.5 hours searching the entire place, Mar-a-Lago, including Melania Trump's clothes closets, with this broad search warrant that says they can look anywhere and collect any documents that they come across. The reason why they have to refer to the Espionage Act, which applies if you transfer classified information to an unauthorized person, is that the Presidential Records Act doesn't include any penalties, right? None whatsoever. And so that's why they had to refer to the Espionage Act in order to get that search warrant. They want to say that it's at least possible that some kind of a crime has been committed.
Well, it's amazing, though, that it's been fed by leaks, fed by the media hype, by the same organisations that claimed, Donald Trump had colluded with Russia, that we now know is a hoax. So suggesting that he could have been potentially trading these secrets, these nuclear secrets, with Russia. There's even a meme on the internet obviously likening Trump to the Rosenbergs, who were executed as spies many decades ago for selling nuclear secrets to Russia. And a former CIA boss, General Michael Hayden, actually said, sounds about right, as in that they were executed, maybe that Trump should be executed. Are we really meant to believe that Donald Trump would sell US nuclear secrets to Russia, or is this more peak Trump derangement going on?
Andrew, this is completely nuts. Trump's got 15 boxes of old files sitting in his basement. There is zero evidence that he has transmitted any secret information to anybody, let alone the Russians. This is sheer fantasy on the part of the same people, as you point out, who concocted the Russia collusion hoax. And Michael Hayden, the former CIA director, who said sounds about right with respect to execution, was one of the former intelligence people who signed that letter saying, oh, don't worry about the Hunter Biden laptop. That's Russian disinformation, which was a complete lie. And they knew it was a lie. These people have just lost their minds.
There's also today a report that Donald Trump sent a message to the Biden administration's Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who authorised this FBI raid, saying, look, the country is on fire. What can I do to reduce the heat? What do you think that means?
Well, I mean, I would interpret it to mean that Trump is looking to finalize whatever negotiations he's had with the National Archives, the Department of Justice, and come to some agreement about giving some or all of these files to the National Archives. I mean, as far as we know, it's possible, Andrew, that there's something big and important going on here, but I don't think so. As far as we know, this is a teapot tempest, about 15 boxes of old documents that have been sitting harmlessly in Donald Trump's basement.
John Hinderaker, where do you think this is all going? There are suggestions that this FBI raid in the investigation could lead to Trump being jailed or at least disqualified for running for president again. If that happens, there are also warnings that that could lead to civil war. How much credence do you give to all this?
Oh, Andrew, I don't think there's any doubt about it. And they absolutely, at a bare minimum, want to prevent Trump from ever running for president again. And the reason is because he may win. Every poll that I see has him running well ahead of Joe Biden in 2024. Now, I don't think Joe Biden is going to be the Democratic nominee, but these people are terrified at the prospect that Donald Trump could return to the White House. They absolutely are trying to prevent that. And they absolutely, if they have the slightest shadow of an excuse, will bring criminal charges against him on some pretext.
John Hinderaker, thank you so much for your time. Scary times too.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Andrew.